Jai Hind everyone. Today we'll be talking about introduction to AI and data science. We'll be covering all the topics further in more videos about AI and why do we need it and how do we progress with it. So for the first lecture for this, we'll be understanding what is AI. Now, introduction to AI. Humans have been developing machines uh, uh, which can make their lives easier. Machines are made with an intent of accomplishing tasks which are either too tedious for humans or are time consuming. Now, with time, what we have understood is that not every work can be done by a human. Okay, all the tedious works cannot be done by a human. If we move 10 to 15 years or more years back, we really know that how much tedious work was data entry or to segregate the data and everything. So for that purpose only, people have been working from many years. The scientists have been working over this technology called AI. Now, what do we mean actually by AI? That is the artificial intelligence. So for that, because we need to really understand why do we call it artificial intelligence, we need to understand what is intelligence. Now, intelligence, why we call what is intelligence? Basically, intelligence is when a person can learn from its environment, understand, sense, and then react accordingly, in a way that his or her decisions are right. Now, that person is called intelligent. Now, what we want to have is an artificial intelligent machine. Now, what will machine do? Machine will understand totally what is there in its surroundings, how it will correlate with all the things that are present, how will it react in future, and how will it sense it, what exactly it has to sense it, and when it comes to reacting, the decision making is correct. Okay, so we can make a note of it that yes, an intelligent machine can make correct decisions. The decision making is appropriate when we talk about machines. Okay, so let's move further. Life without machines today is unimaginable, right? Because we all are surrounded by machines, various machines, be it your mobile phones, your internet, your computer, your Wi-Fi machines, your TV, everything. You are like, even the TVs are smart now. Now, why do we call them smart? Because we can search them with voice search. They remember what we were seeing before. They remember our likes and the recommendation systems, everything. We are completely surrounded by machines. So, as a result, we are surrounded by smart devices, gadgets like smartphones, smartwatches, smart TV, etc. So, we are using the word smart. And what is this word smart? Smart means intelligent. Why are we focusing on this word the most? Because before understanding AI, because it's the word in artificial intelligence, while understanding AI, we need to make sure that the decision making is correct. Okay, a machine can sense something and react any way it wants, but a machine can be called intelligent only when the result or the outcome is correct. And for this reason only, when we talk about AI, we have to talk about various accuracy metrics, okay, so that we can make sure that the decisions were right enough, okay, ethically or technically, in both the ways. So we have been seeing we have been seeing the evolution towards, like, initially what the TV evaluation evolution, how TVs have really come up with many features day by day. Like if we move back around 100 years or 20 years before. So not 100 years before, there was no TV, but yes, when we move about 20 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, we do see that yes, there were different sort of technologies, and gradually they are gradually evolution is taking place. Now we can also say a very major part of an AI is evolution. Why? Because everything, like as a human also, we grow every time we learn new things. Okay, we are not the older, if we see about our version that was 2 years before, yes, we have upgraded. Every one of us, we do evolve and we do learn things. Similarly, machines also need that sort of updations. Okay, so that's why we are moving with evolution, and that happens in all machines as well as humans. And the major reason is because when we introduce a certain feature of a machine, or we can take as an example of a human only. If we present our feature to someone, some very different features of art to someone, and he might give us many sort of changes, or he might tell us a lot of changes in that, or he might give us suggestions. On the basis of that, we'll learn something and we'll evolve. So similarly, with machines also that thing happens, and this is a major part of AI, because AI was not like this today, it was something else before, and gradually people have been learning about AI, and then we are standing whatever we have in AI right now is what we are actually having. Okay, like TVs and with mobile phones both, we have certain we know how we have grown from that Nokia phone to today's smartphones, and like really smartphones that that gets unlocked by using your face or your thumbprint and everything. The security has increased, iris feature is there. So this way we have evolved, and that is a major part that needs to be understood. Okay, so today's phone can do much more than just call up people. That can help in navigating, recommend which songs should one listen, make our selfies fun with face filters, and maintain a record of our health. We know phones are not doing only call picking and receiving thing. It is also what it is doing, it is help us navigating. That is the Google Maps. Okay, so these Google Maps, what do? They fetch us the shortest routes, they fetch us the easiest way one can reach to a certain point. So that is what we are doing in phone with the help of navigating. And then we also the recommendation system, not only in songs, in movies also, your Netflix and everything, recommendation systems are attached. Now what is a recommendation system, we'll understand in detail further, but to be like for a layman, if I say recommendation is when a recommendation system is made, it is designed in such a way that it learns the previous interest of a person, it saves the data as a previous interest of the person, and then it keeps on it keeps on using that data to make to understand his interest, his or her interest, and then further recommend that person something else. It is similar to when we are trying to know a friend, when we have a new friend in our life. What do? We do understand their interest, we do understand what he or she likes, what he or she doesn't like, what is her or her routine. So similarly, the recommendation system also works. It understands your likes, it understands your dislikes, and whenever you are trying to search something to watch or to something to listen, it recommends you, okay fine, you watch this. So we also do the same. We also do the same with our friends. When we are new to our friends, we understand, okay fine, then someday when that friend comes up, okay fine, tell me now, what should I wear, or where should I go? We exactly know what is that person like, and then we recommend that person similar places. So similarly, a machine, so that is what we are saying, that intelligent. Okay, see, we are making the machines intelligent. Now if a machine is making a wrong recommendation, it is not intelligent. Okay, recommendation can be done in any way, but then it has to be correct, it has to be accurate. Like if the Netflix is recommending me a romantic film and I'm actually into a romantic film, I really like romantic films, only then I can say this recommendation system is good. I might not like romantic films, still if it is coming on my screen, that means it is not working properly. So at every point I'm saying, why accuracy? I'm saying at every point because accuracy is the most important part when we design an AI. And before moving further to any designing AI, we have to keep in mind that yes, the machine has to be accurate enough. Okay. So these drastic technology advancements lead us to recognize one key concept, the concept of artificial intelligence. Now this word has changed the world. This word has made everything evolve so much, and obviously it has made our lives easier. Okay, artificial intelligence, if I say automation and artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's understand about automation as well. Automation is quite different from artificial intelligence. Automation was there long years back also. But what is automation? Automation means a person doesn't has to do much efforts and things get done by their own. Okay, but that is not artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that tells us, okay, fine, it learns on the basis of our past experiences and it gives us a correct action. However, automation is not that. Automation is just based on a predefined, it's just like a predefined function. Okay, you define everything and you pass it on, and whenever those parameters come to it, it performs like just like your manual lifts. Okay, or even the automatic lifts also, there the system is said that okay, it has to reach at 7th floor and it is going up and down like that. A manual lift also, there we put whether we press 7 or 5, it will make us reach the particular floor, and that is automation. If an AI lift is there, we reach there and we tell them, okay, fine, we talk to Siri or we talk to Alexa, I want to reach to that floor. From our voice, it understands and then it makes us reach. That is what artificial intelligence is, because there it has to understand which floor I am talking about and then it has to make me reach. So we have to differentiate between automation and artificial intelligence. Before anything, we have to understand this. Let's move further. So what is artificial intelligence anyway? I have discussed about this, the word artificial and then the word intelligence. So artificial is something which is man-made and which does not occur naturally. But what about intelligence? How do we define that? I think we already have the answer. We have the answer is when a machine has the ability to decide or to make a decision. When a machine possesses the ability to mimic human traits, that is, make decisions, predict the future, learn and improve on its own, it is said to have artificial intelligence. Before whatever discussion we have done till now, we know that what is artificial intelligence and on what traits do we define a machine that is said to be artificially intelligent. Okay, so in other words, you can say that a machine is artificially intelligent when it can accomplish tasks by itself, collect data, understand it, analyze it and learn from it and improve it. Okay, so what do we understand by this? That we have to understand the data. Now what is data? We'll understand that thing also, because AI is incomplete without data. If we don't have data, like in abundance what we have right now. Right now we are filled with all the sort of data around us. So that's what I'm talking about, that we have to collect the data, understand the data, analyze and then learn from it and then make certain decisions on it. Okay, so we'll move further and then we'll know how do we make decisions, and that we'll understand in data. Okay, so what are the applications? Actually, I've been talking about how the machines are intelligent, how they are trying to make it a better platform. So we know a very common thing, Google Assistant, Alexa, Cortana, Siri, all these are what? All these are the features, the machines or the responders that are there in our phone. We just try to contact them with our voice, our voice commands and everything. They understand our words and then they also react accordingly. So yes, Alexa, Siri do come in your artificial intelligence. Some are very common examples of the voice assistants which are a major part of our digital devices. Okay, Google Maps also. Okay, the Uber and the Google Maps, the Ola apps, all they are using the artificial intelligence. Okay, some more, Amazon, FIFA, all these things we have been surrounded by AI completely. So a food for thought for everyone before we move on to the next part. A food for thought is that how beneficial is it to be surrounded by so much of AI, and is it actually helping us as a boon? Really? Like, if we do understand, like food for thought, obviously you can understand and you can understand and you can even write down somewhere, or you can basically you can analyze that are we really like benefiting from the AI devices or the AI facilities that are around, and if we are benefiting, are we too much dependent on it, or yes, our involvement is still there. So this is a very debatable topic. So you can choose your side, that is AI actually a very like a boon to us, and if it is a boon, how much are we dependent, or how is it not a negative thing, and if it is not a boon for you, then how much negative you are, and how much negative things are there of AI. That thing can be a food for thought, and somewhere down the lane when you move further in your subject, you can apply those thoughts in this subject. Okay. Now the most important, we hear a lot machine learning, deep learning, AI. Now let's understand from this Venn diagram. What does this Venn diagram say? Artificial intelligence is a major field that we talk about. Artificial intelligence is a major field that we are talking about. Inside that, like, machine learning is a part of AI. According to Venn diagram, machine learning is a part of AI, and similarly, deep learning is a part of machine learning. Okay, so every AI, we can understand from this, every AI does apply, like every machine learning is actually a part of AI. Every machine learning algorithm is a part of AI, but not every algorithm, every AI algorithm or every AI device does not follow machine learning. It's not necessary. So deep learning will be doing a bit later, because it's still a very unexplored field. We do need to understand more about deep learning. But yes, machine learning, a lot of work has been done, and machine learning is simply about training and testing. Machine learning is simply about training and testing, that we'll obviously learn about in future. Now, as I said, we'll be understanding about data in near future. And data, what is data? Data is something that we are surrounded by everything. Okay, the Facebook you are using, that is data. The Instagram you are using, that is data. Okay, whatever you are saving on your system, whatever is there on the cloud, what is cloud? Cloud, whatever data you are saving on the internet, it's on cloud. Okay, so we are surrounded by data everywhere, and with so much abundance of data, we do need measures so that we can manage this data, because data that has no information in it or that is not structured does not help. Now, what do you mean? What do I mean by structured? Means when you look at the data, you understand what is it all about. Okay, if I give you a paragraph that has a lot of information about a college, like about, if I talk about my college, AKGEC, obviously if I write several things about AKGEC, I fill 4-5 pages, and you have to read those 4-5 pages. Obviously, you will not understand the thing. But yes, if I give it to you in a tabular form, okay, fine. These are the sections we are having. These are the year. These are the branches we are having, and everything in particular columns. Obviously, you will look everything at a glance. Standard. Similarly, if we want to teach a machine something, we have to provide it in a form of structured data. So, because obviously we have to make it learn. So, in order to that, we have been introduced to a stream called data science. Now, what is data science? Data science and AI technologies that correlate with each other in many ways. AI in data science as a function has taken over technological automation, but requires data engineering in symphony to function properly. So, what do you mean by data engineering? Data engineering is sorting the data. Okay, data engineering is sorting the data, structuring it, finding patterns, clustering, forming clusters. Okay, all these things will be moving further and understanding it. But for now, what is data engineering? I have made it clear to you. Now, there are constant advancements in the field of data science and AI, and they are set to bring in the fourth revolution in the industry. Industrial revolution, obviously, as I said in the starting only, if we need to progress, we need to make a system better, we need to understand that yes, everything has to evolve. Certainly. So, that thing we are talking about, the technologies are related to each other in more ways than one. Data engineering deals with the collection and preparation of data, as I said, so that it can be used by AI in data science applications. Okay. So, if we are talking about AI and AI is using that data, so that data will definitely has to be engineered, has to be a structured data that we know about patterns. A machine has to find patterns only when it is in a structured form, and then it can find patterns and everything. Okay. So, DS and AI work on data to produce similar outcomes dealing with analysis. This lecture will give you an overview of data science and artificial intelligence. Okay. So, obviously, how are we really related to, because before going to machine learning, we will be doing the machine learning further, but before going to machine learning, I really wanted to talk about the data and the data science that is helping us move further in the field of AI. Okay. So, what is then? This data science involves a lot of processes that makes us reach to the final point where we have the structured data. First point is the data processing. Now, what is data processing? Data processing occurs when data is collected. Now, for AI, I have not missed that point, but yes, for data, the most important components are sensors and actuators for an AI. Okay, for an AI to work. And these sensors and actuators, if we talk about, what is this? Sensors are the ones that are sensing things, and actuators are the ones that are actually performing some action. Okay, so these sensors and actuators are actually making us going into the way of making an AI, a machine intelligent. Okay, so what does these sensors do? This data collection is related to sensors only. What does the sensors do? Sensors collect the data. So that's why I'm saying AI, data science and data is all interrelated. It's just a web. Okay, so a data is collected with the help of sensors. Okay, and then on the basis of that data, particular action are being taken, and that is called actuator. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this. So hence we move about that data is collected and translated into usable information that I have talked about, that yes, for a machine to understand the data well, we have to make it in a form that the machine can understand. Okay, however intelligent a person is, if the data is not structured, he cannot understand it. Similarly goes with the machine. Machine needs to have a structured data that it can perform further. Okay, so it is important for data processing to be done correctly as not to negatively affect the end product or data output. Data processing starts with data in its raw form and converts into a more readable form, that is graphs or documents, etc. So we have also experienced this, a tabular format, if it is in front of us in the form of graph, so it will be more easy for us, right? But if we go about this thing, we put a paragraph that I have talked about, that if we put the data into a paragraph, it won't be much beneficial. So if we put it into graphs and everything, obviously it makes the machine understand it better, and for the visualization part also it is a better idea. So giving it the form and context necessary to be interpreted by computers and utilized by employees throughout the organization. So we are talking about the data, 6 stages of data processing. First is your data collection, then is your data preparation. We have talked about enough about this, that what is data collection. Data collection is being done by sensors or by human people, like human only, so that the data can be acquired at one place only. Collecting data is the first step in data processing. Data is pulled from the available sources, including data lakes and data warehouses. It is important that the data sources available are trustworthy and well-built, so that the data collected is of the highest possible quality. Okay, so if we talk about AI, that is for weather forecasting. Okay, we already know weather forecasting uses AI, right? So how does it support, how does weather forecasting is done using AI? So the sensors are collecting daily information continuously, and based on the past experiences and based on the past past pattern that I am talking about, the past pattern of the weather, they predict the future weather. Okay, so this is what we are talking about, that the sensors have been actually set at a place, and these sensors are collecting the data continuously, and then further when we move out in further data processing steps, we will understand that that data is put into the machine finally, and then we have the final product as the future weather prediction. Okay, so once the data is collected, it then enters the data preparation stage. Data preparation, often referred to as Pre-processing. Now what is pre-processing? Sometimes data is quite dirty also. Sometimes data is not clean. It is having a lot of dirty data, or it is having a lot of data that cannot be processed, or having punctuation marks, or like these sort of things are there that make a data not processable. Okay, so that's why we say that we have to remove this, we have to clean up this data. During preparation, raw data is diligently checked for any errors. The purpose of this step is to eliminate bad data. Sometimes the data is redundant also, sometimes some entries might be incomplete, so we remove that data because that is of no use to us. Okay. Then comes the data input. Whatever machine or whatever system are we trying to make the data for, we input that data to it. Then happens the processing. Now what is the processing stage? The processing stage, the data inputted to the computer in the previous stage is actually processed for interpretation. Basically this is the word that we are talking about, interpretation for processing. Why? Because it helps, the processing is done using machine learning algorithms. That I am talking about, that after data science, then only when we understand the data science, only then we can understand the machine learning. So we have been through all the process of data. The processing stage is where the data is interpreted. If like the patterns have been found, okay, the graphs have been made, okay, from the social media we have found. We are quite aware of the systems on social media, where we can find that who is the most popular and which person is having how much of following in what country, and these graphs are being made using the data from the Twitter, as well as machine learning algorithms that help in finding clusters of a particular celebrity or someone. For example, if we talk about our Prime Minister, we can find out very easily in which state or in which part of the country his followers are mostly his fans or against him, or like for any celebrity or for any politician we can do that. How does it happen? It happens this way only. Various graphs can be made and this thing can be done. And data output, the graphs that I am talking about, the things that are delivered in the form of data output is here only. And data storage, the final stage of data processing is storage. After all the data is processed, it is then stored for future use. For us right now, the biggest data storage place is the cloud, and it is most beneficial also. We'll understand it further if we'll understand it further how is cloud being processed and everything. But yes, the data storage is being done mostly on the cloud right now. And then finally, whatever data has been collected, whatever results we have got, all those can be given to us in the form of output with the help of visualization. What is visualization? Like for example, at work for reporting, managing business operations and tracking progress of tasks, more popularly we can take advantage of visualization techniques to discover data relationships and that are otherwise not easily observable by looking at the raw data. From the starting only we are talking about to make the data understandable, and if we give the data in a form that at one glance only the data can be read. So that's what we are talking about, that at the last stage the data visualization can happen, and that can be very beneficial to us. Okay, so many techniques are there, we can understand, you can explore more. But yes, when I talk about AI and data science, they go hand in hand, because whenever we are making a machine intelligent, or whenever we are trying to design an AI, we need to give it data and we need to understand how that data is coming from. So that's why for this lecture we have been understanding about various data, how does data is processed and what is AI. Further we'll be moving on to machine learning, how is data structured, how is it is formed, and how it is fed into the machine. Okay, so we are talking about visualization further and what techniques have been used. All these techniques are for like time series data, whatever data you want. It can be whatever further visualization technique you want, you can help with it. Like for the time series data, what is time series data? The weather data that I'm talking about, that with time that data is changing. Okay, so like 2D displays, 3D displays, everything that can happen with the help of visualization techniques that are there in abundance. We'll make it more clear in further classes when we'll be doing machine learning, when we'll be having certain graphs related to it. Okay.